Hello, hello, gamers. Today we are going to be watching Dana's first online matches versus someone who's not me. First, since she's started playing seriously, at least.
We need to take out all enemy labs. Let's get to it.
You've got our Queen Dana in the cyan and Commander XY in the purple. Going for the lightning rod. And I will actually go turn that music on for once.
Boss?
Couple henchmen building the lightning rod, but then standing there idle for a second. No shift click. Shocking. Very shocking.
Ready, boss.
Second rod going up from XY. I wonder if his name is a reference to the XY chromosomes. Very possibly. Very possibly. Second rod going up from the queen as well.
Hello.
Couple henchmen moving out here. Alt tab for a second. And we are back. XY going for that workshop quite quick.
Boss?
Not even fully staffed as base coal yet, and strong push with 5 henchmen here this early in the game. You cannot really stop this. Very nice early expand. Now he can continue to build up his henchmen, staff up his coal piles, and he's off to a good economic start here. As for Dana, she's going for a more safe build. All 4 rods while simply building henchmen at the lab coal. More concentrated, easier to defend once the creatures come out, but definitely behind economically. Unless she decides to push out with her creatures and her level 2. XY has also got his 4 rods, but still hasn't fully staffed his lab coal. Looks like he's going for the generator next. Dana, in the meantime, has gone for a creature chamber first, but not really making a use of it. Making that creature chamber and having it sit idle is a waste of resources in the early game, but there we go. Producing creatures now. XY's level 2 only coming out now. Dana already has a few creatures she could push out right now, knowing that she has the faster level 2, but just building up creatures at home.
Hello.
Making a push out with her henchmen at this point. Nice 5 henchmen expand from her as well. But in the meantime, XY is already getting a second workshop. Getting a really nice economic position going. Already got some upgrades on that gen as well. And only now building the first creature chamber. So Dana definitely had an opening there with her creatures. A pack of those hyena frogs could have done a lot of damage. And as the creature chamber goes up from XY, plus a second one, that window is closing. Although she has close the gap on the economic lead by grabbing a workshop of her own. But XY has gotten 2 workshops, plus a fully upgraded gen in the middle here. And he's producing these creatures. We've got just termites, it looks like. Oh, they've got hovering. Looks like they're grasshoppers or something. Maybe bombardier beetles? Yeah, oh yes, they are bombardier beetles indeed. So we've got some hovering termites. You know, he could have had camouflage on these if he was grasshopper. And still had the hovering as well. But Dana's making a little attack at the same time. Doing a pretty good job with the wolves and the frogs. Killing a few henchmen there, quite solid. And made the henchmen at the other workshop run away as well. They've gone for this other coal that's protected by the water. And these creatures hovering over towards Dana's lab, but there is a frog here ready to kill these guys with just 2 legs a pop. These guys in the back do have the endurance. They're going to be able to infest the generator. Meantime, Dana's done good damage, taking out a workshop and working on the other one. Pretty solid attack, very good attack from Dana, making use of her strong creatures. Got a few back home as well. Looks like they're gonna be just chilling around the gen. And XY now has his water chamber and the salamanders are out. Something with herding, maybe a... don't know. Some type of herding creature. Oh, perhaps a dodo. Dana's still working on this base, attacking the generator now. Here come the salamanders. But there's about... well, there's about 10 salamanders there, but now with Dana's reinforcements, she has just as many. Plus, she's got this wolves as well, which are going to be able to engage the salamanders in melee and give the frogs a chance to free fire while they take the heat. A little bit of a choke point struggle here. If she'd moved in here, she would have won this fight easily. She's doing so now. Doing a little bit of focus fire as well, but running away even though she's advanced successfully. And with the pack hunter, the frogs probably do win this fight, especially with the wolves, they definitely do. But she's choosing to stick around and fight, and does win the battle there. Now starting to work on the generator once again, as the salamanders continue to stream in from the back. The frogs will turn their attention to them and pick them off. In the meantime, Dana's been mining uninterrupted at her workshop. This generator didn't quite go down by that infest either. Barely surviving. And now, looks like Dana's gonna go for that water chamber, but Commander XY has reached level 3. Going for this water chamber is probably not the best move when this lab is so exposed. Could have easily gone through, start picking off henchmen. At least with the wolves, since I can't go into the water anyway. But this is giving Commander XY a chance to build up some creatures. Got the carrion camel. The frenzy now attached to the torso of the vulture, so not available to this creature anymore in the high endurance. But here comes the loner, the dolphin loner, putting down quite a bit of DPS. with that sonic attack, but not really getting too many blasts off. The loner sonic creature is quite a good idea with the AoE, especially with the digging. And finally, the water chamber goes down, and Dana's managed to mass up quite a nice army. As we go back to the peaceful music. Got some horse archerfish, quite strong artillery for level 3. Plus these gorilla panthers, lots of damage coming out from Dana's creatures here. The frog's doing quite a nice job as well. This artillery is going to do a lot of friendly fire, dropping these frogs, but this artillery could have done a number on these melee that were all grouped up, but the target selection was not present. Back to a state of relative calm here. Looks like Dana wants to produce some more melee to have a front line to engage those camels, but XY has gone level 4 in the meantime. And while he did lose his base over here,
Ready, boss.
he managed to get presence up in the little lake in the middle. That's keeping him in the game economically. And this loner popping out again, not getting too much done, but causing a lot of friendly fire on these melee. And now Dana is able to push through with her melee, engaging the camels, but once again the friendly fire is crazy. She needs to get her archerfish under control. As we see all the creatures group up around the creature chamber and get bombarded with the friendly fire once again. Oh no, you hate to see it. Is it because she's a noob? Is it because she's a woman? Who knows? But for some reason she is killing all of her own creatures. Amazing. Now finally, the archerfish are attacking an enemy unit for once, but still not all of them. Some of them are still killing their own creatures. But ooh, there comes the Termonda. Termite Anaconda, level 4 loner, 41 damage upgraded. Barrier Destroy Infestation. Quite a beast. It looks like he's coming around from the back for the flank. And boom, one shot. There goes one. There goes two. And he's just killing them all one by one as they're not being microed, just continuing to hit the lab. If they had immediately turned around and started attacking it, they could have just about taken it out. But as it took them down one by one, Dana loses all her army to one Slytherin boy. In the meantime, rebuilding some units at the lab. Gotten a bit of an upgrade on this gen. It's still a bit lopsided and funky looking, but here comes another loner at the expo, and there's no defenses, no towers, no creatures, no chambers. And that Barrier Destroy crumpling that workshop. 3 hits. Going for the generator. Those nice juicy chunks of damage. Oh, juicy, juicy damage on the workshop. It's probably gonna one-shot the henchman, I'm sure. Yep. And Dana's been having quite a day with the loners today. First my giant spiders, then these anacondas. The female oppression is real. Specifically by loners. And this gives Commander XY a chance to rebuild his creature chambers at his lab, as he's just making more loners, getting presence all over the map, taking out Dana's base. Now she's pushed back to her lab. She's got a couple creatures sitting here, but that's not a good idea when you know there's loners afoot. When there's loners on the map, you gotta make sure you've got teams of creatures big enough to handle a loner by themselves. 2 Gorilla Panthers are not gonna do the trick. And thank God Anaconda does not have regeneration anymore at the very least. And there's Dana's level 5, which is good. XY is not going for that. But let's see if she can push back the loner's onslaught. And she's got the level 5 creatures being produced. And they are fighting back. That guy did some damage to the loner, but it did get taken out. She really needs 2 of them at once, because the loner can only attack 1 creature at one time, so if she just needs to outnumber it. But she's producing 1 at a time, and that is not going to cut it. And that one loner infested the creature chamber very interestingly. So did the other one. And we had a loner infest this clinic as well. But this actually gives Dana a chance to get a couple creatures up maybe. Or even a soundbeam tower behind some rods. Just anything. She just needs multiple damage sources hitting the loner. That's all she needs. Actually, making the level 5 is probably not even the best idea. She just needs a ton of level 3 melee. She just needs 4 or 5 to 1. Just needs to outnumber it. But Commander XY has now come up here, taken all the resources, still on this. And with that loner, with that quick tech up and the loner comeback, he's taken Dana completely out of this game. She's got no henchmen, no structures, and it's looking like it's game over for her. Not just looking like it, but it's definitely the case at this point. As the Termwanda finishes the job, chunking down her lab. And XY goes level 5 now. Going level 5 for Dana was a huge mistake. She needed to rebuild her army, get enough creatures to fight back against the loners, but she kept trying to fight the loner with 1 or 2 or 3 creatures, never getting a mass up again. That is game. Let's go to game 2.
After we take out the enemy labs, this island would make for some nice beachfront property.
We've got XY in the dark blue this time. Dana in the cyan again, and we're on Devil's Island. Beautiful, classic map. One of the best. It's just beautiful. Now this is an island you really want to turn into some beachfront property. Come chill by the volcano. Use this geyser as a little hot spring. Nice palm trees over here. Shade. Lay in the shade right there. Just beautiful.
Ready, boss.
Henchmen from XY going for a stroll. Let's follow along and see where they're headed. Just taking a walk down to their coal pile. Getting their hammers out. Popping up a workshop so they can get to mining. Oh, very nice. The henchmen doing what they were born for. Chipping coal. You'd love to see that. Meantime, let's see what Dana's henchmen are up to. Building lightning rods, mining coal,
Ready,
of
boys.
course. Good stuff. And there's Dana's level 2. Quite quick. She likes the fast level 2s. She plays against the AI a lot, so the AI loves its fast level 2s. So that's probably where she got that from, but against real opponents, you don't really need to go level 2 that fast unless you're rushing. There's Commander XY's as well. Pretty similar timing. No chamber yet, but Dana already has hers. But once again, oh, she's producing, but artillery first, very interestingly.
Ready, boss.
Couple henchmen moving out. Looks like they're going for some of this juicy coal on this side of the island. And they are indeed. Meantime, Dana produced a couple of creatures. Producing one more. Not really doing anything. Not pushing out to scout, not doing some little attacks to disrupt the enemy, just making a few creatures as a defensive measure, it looks like. Not really making any more henchmen either, but a couple more moving out.
Boss.
Going for the geyser, it looks like. So this is a pretty good position for her, but XY has already gotten for the second workshop. Really strong coal push. And he's got these ostrich termites. Quite nice, 13 damage. 21 speed, not the best. 65 health, but 15 defense. Also not going to be great in straight up combat, but with the 13 damage and barrier destroyed, they will be very good against structures. Not to mention the infestation. Quite a good amount of damage with the ostrich back legs and the termite heads. And there is Dana's level 3. Quite nice. XY has not started yet. This again gives her an opening. It looks like she needs a water chamber for her level 3 creatures, and she's only remembering to build it after, which causes her to lose her window of opportunity by the minute. Going for the advanced structures, which is cool. But she is short on henchmen, while XY has really staffed up all of his expos with a lot of henchmen. Here come the March of the Termstritch. Making a move. And that 13 damage is definitely going to be good enough to kill these henchmen quite quickly if they don't run away. Losing one already, losing a second one. And a couple Termstritches going to work on this workshop as well. Very good. Splitting there. And a couple of creatures coming up to fight, but we've got this archer fish that's not going to do anything, just going to walk in and die. And a couple of these frogs that are getting forced into melee and are not going to do anything either. But a couple of these level 3s from the water chamber are definitely going to do the trick here. A bull, a couple of eels, and that will do the trick. Overall, she lost a few henchmen, she lost her workshop,
Ready, boss.
but she's going to be able to retake that, but she really needs to keep making henchmen. Because while she's dealing with that, XY has taken over his side of the island completely. Taken that generator in the middle, taken this
Hello?
coal, plus the 2 coal piles here. While Dana's struggling to even get control of these
Hello.
little 2 coal piles. Hasn't gone for the water gen yet. But that's not too important at this point in the game. She really needs this coal. That is
Boss?
the most important thing. She really needs to get it and hold it. But now XY has managed to catch up in levels and way outpace Dana in the economic
Ready, boss.
department. This is a dire situation. Dana's had the research advantage all game, but hasn't been able to use it and use the more powerful creatures to defend her base and expand, take the resources she needs. Once again, she's in a position where she's got a nice little army. Pack hunter eels, great damage. While XY really doesn't have too many creatures around his base. He's just everywhere and he's taken all the resources, not even bothering to defend it. Dana's not attacking, so he doesn't have to worry about it. And using that big resource grab, XY went level 4. Powerful move there. As the Dolph Eater comes out once again. He's got the upgraded stats, damage. Let's see what the Loner, Dolphin, Sonic can do to these henchmen. Pretty solid damage for being area damage. But now the creatures will get on it. And ooh, the digging, saving it. Just a little bit of health. And now begins the game of whack-a-mole with the digging Loner. Looks like it's going to go for this generator. It's got some pretty okay melee damage, but it's not really doing too much. But not awful either. Definitely doing a little bit of chunking, but as the creatures come. But he sees the creatures coming. Digs again. And what this does is forces Dana's creatures back towards her lab instead of going out and pushing towards XY's undefended bases. And XY is just using all that freedom, the distraction from these loners to just go level 5. And these creatures just running back for this one loner with 23 HP. Even new creatures being rallied back here. Talk about overkill.
Hello.
Now Dana has managed to make a few henchmen and staff up these workshops, but XY has already gone level 5. Although Dana is level 4, so it's not over. She's still in the game with her 2 expos. If she's able to just start mass producing creatures, maybe get this gen, but it's not even that important since she's already level 4 and her creatures are not that expensive on electricity. Just needs to get the coal mining going uninterrupted. Stop moving these henchmen off the coal. Position the creatures in a way that the henchmen are just safe and able to mine for an extended period. Build up an army, but XY just has the massive economy and he's mass producing these flyers. Got Wasp, vultures, assassinate, frenzy, poison. At 35 speed, 14 melee damage, quite nice. With the poison, with the frenzy, and assassinate to boot. And he's just mass producing them with his massive economy, as I keep mentioning. This is going to be a veritable air force. You know, unless Dana can get some well-placed anti-air towers and a well-timed air burst, these things are going to do a lot of damage. But she is finally making a nice push. And she's got a good strong ball of units able to take out these loners. Even the level 4 loner this time. No match for this proper army of ranged and artillery creatures. Mix of level 3s and level 4s. The chimps, quite nice damage with the pack hunter. Taking out the creature chamber, pushing forward. Finally making a move on XY's economy here. Continuing to produce creatures, good. Still not enough henchmen. Really needs fully staffed workshops. At least the lab core is fully staffed, but... And actually making a second move up from the lab here. Finally taking out one of XY's bases, which is quite nice. Actually, what she really needs to do is keep making henchmen and come up and start mining this coal. That would give her a solid foothold back into the game. But as she pushes in, there is a whole horde of flyers waiting for her. Now what she needs to do is just pick off as many of the flyers as she can. Do not try to run away in this situation because the flyers are fast. They're going to chase you down. You just need to stand and fight, pick off as many of the flyers as you can. Which she's pretty much doing here. And the flyers are definitely glassy, and the eels especially will do well. These melee are all just going to die though. And they're not going to be able to run away, so once again the move would just be to maybe kill some of the henchmen with the melee. But not going to matter too much. Losing all of these creatures. XY actually letting a couple of these pythons, or these hippopoa constrictors, survive. These guys, but these guys are getting caught by the flyers. The poison is going to slow them down and allow the mass to descend upon them. Quite scary. And Dana has known about these flyers. She's had a chance to put up anti-air towers at her expos, at her lab, but nope. No anti-air towers, no tower upgrade. Just struck by the fear of the flyers. As the loner makes his way around, we got Unhappy Husbands, the classic, coming around. Let's see what he's gonna go for. Looks like he's making a move for the creatures. Oh. Yeah, there we go. One shot, quite nice. See if we get a nice leap attack here. Oh yeah, that juicy praying mantis leap attack. Now we've got two of them, no more loner bonus, but they're still quite powerful creatures, even without it. While the flyers have descended upon the lab. No anti-air towers, so sad, just even though there's idle henchmen sitting right there. And now going for one tower, but way too little, way too late. And this game is over. These were quite fun and exciting matches. I did get to see them live and it was quite amazing. Dana had some strong moments in both games, getting together a nice strong force, but Commander XY with his ganglion instinct styles of stick and move and loner attacks, flyers, just splitting her up, hitting her in multiple places, splitting her attention, and ultimately causing her to unravel. And while these anti-air towers do go up, the loners in the meantime have demolished the economy. There's no coal left here to mine anyway. So it is all over for the Queen of IC. There goes the anti-air tower, and now the flyers will be able to shred down this lab, and there come the termites to finish the job, destroy the structure, and we get the infestation as well. Beautiful. Amazing games. I certainly enjoyed watching them. Hope you all did too, and I know Dana did. And she is looking forward to more games with people who are not going to instantly demolish her like I do.